Hello everyone, welcome to M Electrical YouTube channel. I hope you all are good and safe. Today in this video we will discuss about the equivalent circuit of transformer and impedance transformation of it, and we will analyze every point regarding this topic. Every concept on this topic will be cleared, so try to concentrate on the words whatever I am going to tell you now. In the previous video, we have discussed about the full load phasor diagram. If you have not seen that video, you can watch it. The link is given in the I button above. What is equivalent circuit? Equivalent circuit is nothing but a circuit representation of the equations describing the performance or the behavior of the device. A equivalent circuit of electromagnetic devices consists of a combination of resistances, inductances, capacitances like passive elements, and voltages, currents like active elements. We discussed about two equations in this phasor diagram. Here, when we consider the secondary resistance and leakage reactance drop, that is I2R2 and this Ji2X2, and added them with this V2, then we get the E2. So the equation become E2 equal to V2 plus I2R2 plus Ji2X2. So it will be V2 plus I2Z2. Similarly, when we do same for the upper part or the primary part, then also we get equations like V1 equal to V1 dash plus I1R1 plus Ji1X1, which will be equal to V1 dash plus I1Z1. Now we will make an equivalent circuit depending on these two equations. This is that equivalent circuit. You can recheck. See here also V1 equal to I1R1 plus Ji1X1 plus V1 dash. And in the secondary part also you can see E2 equal to I2R2 plus Ji2X2 plus V2. Same here also. Here in this circuit we have neglected the core part of the transformer. Now, if we add no load current component part, that is the exciting part of the transformer, then this exact equivalent circuit will come. Now for clarity, if we recall all the parameters quickly, then this is the supply voltage V1. This is the source current I1, which has two components, I0, the no load current, and I1 dash. Here I1 has further two components, IC, which flows through this RC. These are core loss components, and other IM and XM are magnetizing components. Here V1 dash is the voltage across this core part. From here, IC will be equal to V1 dash divided by RC. Because here V1 dash is the voltage across this resistance RC, so IC will be equal to V1 dash divided by RC. And IM equal to V1 dash divided by XM. So IC equal to V1 dash divided by RC. In other way, we can say that RC will be equal to V1 dash divided by IC, and IM equal to V1 dash divided by XM, or we can say it as XM equal to V1 dash divided by IM. Same thing. So now core loss, that is the PC, will be equal to V1 dash multiplied by IC, which will be further equal to IC square multiplied by RC, which will be equal to V1 dash square divided by RC. Because we know that active power equal to VI cos phi, or I square R, or V square divided by R. Although this core loss formula we have discussed in the previous video, you can check that. Here R1 represent the primary winding resistance and X1 represent the primary leakage reactance, which is offered to the leakage flux phi L1. The secondary parameter are same as the primary. This part is the ideal transformer, and when we include these resistances and reactances, then the overall become practical transformer representation. Now, if we refer all the parameters to the primary side, then it will be looking like this one. Here we have shifted all the parameters of the secondary windings to the primary. For that, you have to multiply the secondary parameters by some factors called transformation ratio. I hope you have remembered this one. N1 divided by N2 will be equal to E1 by E2 will be equal to V1 by V2 equal to I2 by I1, which will be equal to A further equal to 1 by K. It is the formula of transformation ratio or turns ratio. We have already discussed about this formula in the working principle of transformer video. You can watch it by the link given in the I button. Now take the first part, N1 by N2 equal to E1 by E2. From here you can see E1 will be equal to N1 by N2 multiplied by E2. This E2 will come upside. That means when we transferring the EMF E2 to primary side, then it will be multiplied by the factor N1 by N2. Similarly, load voltage V2 will also be multiplied by the same N1 by N2 factor. But from formula you can see, as the current is inversely proportional to N, E, that is number of turns, EMF, and V, voltage. So in case of current transformation, it will be just the reverse case. That means I2 will be multiplied by N2 divided by N1. In case of R2 and X2, we have to discuss about the topic impedance transformation. Listen very carefully. Here, R2 and X2 are the secondary resistance and reactance respectively. If we refer them to primary side, then here R2 dash and X2 dash will be the referred or reflected resistance and reactance respectively. Similarly, I2 dash will be the referred current to the primary side. This reflected resistance R2 dash should produce the same effect in primary as R2 produces in the secondary. That means simply we can say R2 in secondary and R2 dash in primary both have the same effect. Therefore, to produce the same effect, power consumed by R2 dash when carrying the primary current will be equal to the power consumed by R2 when carrying the secondary current I2. That means I2 dash square R2 dash will be equal to I2 square R2. It's simple, I square R is constant. From this formula it is coming. So here R2 dash divided by R2 will be equal to I2 square divided by I2 dash square. So again it will be, if we reverse it, then it will be looking like R2 divided by R2 dash, which will be equal to I2 dash divided by I2 whole square. Just we have reversed it. Now again a new formula which already we have discussed in previous videos, that is MMF balance equation, ampere turn, ampere current and turn, which is number of turns. So here the balance equation is I2 dash N1, because I2 dash is the secondary current which is referred to the primary side. So primary current I2 dash multiplied by N1, primary number of turns, will be equal to I2 N2. From here I2 dash divided by I2 will be equal to N2 divided by N1. If we square them, then it will be like this. Now from the left side formula, if we check, then I2 dash divided by I2 whole square will be equal to R2 divided by R2 dash. So we can replace it. So now the new formula will be R2 divided by R2 dash equal to N2 divided by N1 whole square. So from here R2 dash will be equal to N1 divided by N2 whole square multiplied by R2. Similarly, in case of reactance also, X2 dash will be equal to N1 divided by N2 whole square multiplied by X2. In case of impedance Z also same formula. That means in case of resistance, reactance, impedance, if we refer all of them from secondary side to the primary side, then we have to multiply that resistance, reactance and impedances with the multiplication factor N1 by N2 whole square. So now I hope your idea regarding this topic, impedance transformation, is clear. So now if we look at the overall transformation, then it is clear to us that in case of voltage, multiplying factor is N1 divided by N2, and for impedance it is N1 divided by N2 square. As the current is inversely proportional to the voltage by the help of this transformation formula, so in case of current it is N2 divided by N1, just the reverse of voltage. Now I will tell you here two ways of remembering this transformation. First method is, when you are shifting the secondary parameters to primary, then your destination is primary. So the upper part of the multiplying factor will be the destination side, here N1, and the lower part will be from which side it is going, which is here N2. Remember, current is always the reverse case and impedance is squared. And the second method is from this formula. We will use here only K, that means as K equal to N2 divided by N1. Here in figure you can see in the left side we have written all the general formulas, and in the right hand side we will write down these formulas by the help of K. Here E2 dash equal to E2 divided by K, V2 dash will be equal to V2 divided by K, I2 dash will be I2 multiplied by K, because we have already told that in case of current it will be just the reverse case of voltage, and R2 dash will be R2 divided by K square, X2 dash equal to X2 divided by K square, Z2 dash will be equal to Z2 divided by K square. In case of resistance, reactance and impedances, it will be squared, and the multiplying factor just same like the voltage, only here extra is squared. That means when we refer to primary, then V2 will just be divided by K. one important point I want to tell you that you only remember about the voltage, then current and impedance value will automatically be formed. In case of impedance, it will be squared, and in case of current, it will be reversed. It's simple. Here, one more important thing, that is, after deferring all secondary values to primary, the total impedance value will be R1 plus JX1 plus JX2 dash plus R2 dash. It is the total impedance. Now if we see the total resistance will be R1 plus R2 dash, and total reactance will be JX1 plus JX2 dash. Now if we refer all the values to the secondary side, then you can see here that the secondary parameters are fixed, and we are transferring only the primary winding parameters to the secondary side. Now, in case of new deferred values, the primary voltage V1 will be multiplied by N2 divided by N1 or K, just the reverse case of previous discussion. That means when we refer all the values to primary, then those multiplying factors will just be the reverse here. Previously, in case of voltage, current and impedance, whatever was the multiplying factor, here those K values will be reversed. Here the core part will also be referred, and their values will be like this: RC dash equal to RC multiplied by K square, and similarly XM dash will be equal to XM multiplied by K square, where K equal to N2 divided by N1. The K value, which is equal to N2 divided by N1, it is true for everywhere. Here, when we are referring the primary RC to the secondary side, then RC dash is becoming RC multiplied by K square, because it is just the impedance transformation, because RC is resistance, and in case of XM, it is also reactance. I hope each and every points and doubts are clear now. This is up to today's video. I hope your concept is clear now. Please inform us by doing a comment whether your doubt is clear or not. Watch the full lecture series one by one to get a full subject knowledge. You can re-watch this video for more clarity. Till if you have any doubt regarding this topic or any other topic related to electrical engineering, then drop your doubt in the comment section below. Remember, one like, one inspiration. If you have learned something new in this video, then hit the like button and subscribe the channel. You can contact with us. Every detail is given in the description section. Thank you for listening me today. We will meet soon with a new interesting topic. Till then, take care, be safe, goodbye.